My goodness, guys, is today one of those days for the stock market? This is rough. It's currently about 1 p.m. when I'm filming this video. I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but the markets right now, they're getting destroyed. We have the Russell down 3.4%, the Nasdaq's down 1.2%, the Dow's down 2.2%, as the S&P 500's down 2%, and we have the VIX, are you guys ready for this, up over 25%. Yeah, the VIX is up 25% right now. It's almost at 30 points. It's up 6 points on the day as we have gold up 1.5, pushing the mid 1900s an ounce, and we have silver down barely on the day, down about 0.1%. So we're going to break down the markets in this video. We're going to break down a bunch of charts. We're going to talk stocks. So if you guys find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks for Moomoo. Link down below. We'll talk more about that later. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. Starting off here with SPY, which you guys probably know tracks the S&P 500, which is now down again, like I said, 2% on the day. Absolute bloodbath out there right now in the stock market, and it does not look like it's getting any better anytime soon. In fact, it's getting worse as I'm making this video. You guys can see in the pre-market, we failed all the way, or we dropped all the way from 392 down to about 383 on SPY. That was a drop of 2.4%. Then we had a little bit of a rally in the morning at about 9:50, 10 a.m. This thing saw a nice rally to about 388. Then it ended up retesting that pre-market low at about 384. That was at 10:50 a.m. Then we had another rally. So essentially what we got, guys, is a rally in the morning. Then we retested the pre-market low. Then we saw another rally at about 11 a.m. on the East Coast. We failed breaking out of the first rally's high, which was at about 387.50. We failed breaking out of that point, and now we're dumping back down to the pre-market low, which by the looks of it, guys, and let me know in the comments, because when you're watching this, the day's over. So let me know in the comments where we're trading, but it looks like this is going to take the lows out. If I had to guess, this is going to take the lows out from the pre-market, and we're noticing we have a descending triangle clear as day forming, which is not the most bullish pattern. In fact, it's a bearish pattern. I think this could end up falling under 383, and who knows, maybe at some point it falls under 380. Maybe even today it falls under 380. That's in the cards, especially in the next couple of days as we're seeing everything unfold here with the banks, which I made a video earlier going over Credit Suisse. Go check it out. Make sure to go watch it. It's a must-watch video. That's causing the markets right now to go crazy, volatility through the roof. That's what we're seeing. So SPY, we have a descending triangle here. It looks like any second it could fall under 383, 380. Any second now it looks like that could happen. And if I pull up triple Q, you guys are going to see a little bit of a different pattern. It's not necessarily a descending triangle, but we do have a wedge forming here on triple Q. You guys see that? We're making higher lows throughout the day. Even now with the in the midst of the red, the turmoil, triple Q is still making these higher lows, as you guys can see. But the second we break this trend, which right now we're testing the trend literally right now in real time, the second we fall under this point, guys, this is going to kick in. The selling is going to kick into the next gear, and we're probably going to go to the lows from the pre-market, which the lows from the pre-market, guys, on triple Q were right around 292 to about 293 roughly. So that's probably where we're going to go again if we do end up breaking the the bottom of the wedge here, which I'm leaning more towards that than this breaking out. I mean, the markets are looking pretty crummy right now. So I think triple Q is going to take out the the wedge here. I feel like we're going to go back to the pre-market lows, which were right around 292, and I feel like at some point that could break and we could start going down to the lows from a couple weeks ago, which you guys can see were anywhere from 288, 290, and even a couple days ago where we hit 284. That's where we could be going if we do take out the wedge on the intraday chart. And mind you guys, like I've been saying like a madman here on the YouTube channel, the markets are clearly in a downtrend. Triple Q on the 20-day chart is in a downtrend. SPY is also in a downtrend. You guys can see that. So keep in mind, the bears are clearly still in charge. And the VIX, did I not say a couple of videos ago, the VIX could be in the 30s like that? Lo and behold, here we are. And of course, I didn't predict the Silicon Valley Bank situation happening. Credit Suisse, the Signature Bank of New York. I didn't predict any of that. I'm not going to come on here and be like, yes, I predicted that. and we called out the VIX going up for that reason. But we did call out before the signature bank, all the craziness happened. We talked about how the VIX was creeping up a bit. This was on the 9th, I believe. Yeah, the VIX was creeping up. That was on, what day was that? Was that Friday? Either way, Thursday, Friday, we started creeping up. And then, of course, heading into Monday, this thing ended up exploding all the way to 30. We saw a little pullback yesterday, down to about 22 on the VIX. Now we're pushing 30 again. So talk about volatility and the VIX going all over the place. So for that reason, guys, I'm watching UVXY. Let me pull it up here, which is up 25% right now. This is essentially an ETF where you can trade the VIX, right? When the VIX is moving up in basic terms, you're seeing UVXY move up as well. So if you think there's going to be volatility, you want to trade that, UVXY is one of your better options out there. But mind you, it's very risky, it's very volatile, and at this point, with the VIX being at 30, it's made a huge move already. For Christ's sake, it's up 25% right now, guys. I wouldn't necessarily chase UVXY here, but if we do see any pullbacks in it, kind of like what we saw yesterday was a nice sizable pullback for entry. If we see anything else like that moving forward, whether it's later today, well, when you're filming this, watching this video, the markets are going to be closed. But whether it's tomorrow, the next day, next week, if we see any sizable pullbacks in UVXY, I'm looking at it. I'm not telling you guys what to do, but you should keep it on your watch list as well, because I'm not too convinced that volatility is going to poof and just magically vanish on a single pullback on the VIX. I feel like any pullback on the VIX now, in the short term at least, could be an opportunity for a dip buy in something like UVXY, because again, I'm not convinced that the VIX is just going to deflate now back to the teens, at least in the short term. That's my take. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, I'd love to know where you're coming from. So, yeah, crazy day overall in the markets. And who knows, when you're watching this, the Russell could be down 4% for all we know. It's now down 3.3%. It's getting destroyed. It could be down over 4% when you're watching this video. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. What a wild, wild day out there. And we might as well now talk about some stocks that I'm looking at, that I'm keeping my eyes on, as a couple of these are reporting earnings here in the short term. We have Adobe reporting earnings tomorrow, or actually, no, that's today after the bell. And I'm actually not going to be able to cover their earnings, guys. So when you're watching this video, their earnings already came out. But if you guys didn't know, I'm not in my humble abode right now, right? I'm not back at home. So I don't know what Adobe reported, but we're going to cover them probably in my next video, what their earnings actually came out to be, because again, I'm pre-planning these videos. Their earnings are not out yet, because later on in the day, when their earnings actually do come out, I'm going to be out enjoying the city that I'm in right now. So yeah, we'll see how the numbers end up coming out, but Adobe right now is down 0.75% heading into these earnings. And we do have, right off the bat, if we're looking at the chart here, we do have a descending triangle, you could argue, forming here on Adobe. That's not the best sign for the bulls, and quite frankly, I want this descending triangle to play out. I would love to see it go under 320, $300 into the 280s, 270s, because selfishly, that's where I want to buy, and start to build a long-term position. But who knows what's going to happen, guys? Who knows? I mean, if you're in a trade right now, of course, you probably want it to go up. So we'll see how it goes, but selfishly, again, I would want to see this thing under 300, and we'll see how the earnings come out. We've seen a lot of companies go all over the place after their earnings, and Adobe, I have a feeling, is going to be all over the place like those other companies. So keep your eyes out on Adobe in the near-term future. It's going to be one for sure worth watching. And another one that I'm looking at here, let me actually pull the 4-hour up on Adobe. Yeah, Adobe, guys, this level right here, 320, big level. If it falls under that point after earnings, man, it's going to be ugly. But Adobe, watch it. The next one here is FedEx, which I believe is today, or are they tomorrow? They're tomorrow. So they're on the 16th after the bell. They're going to be reporting, and today the stock is down 2.3%. So we're down about $4.50 here on the day. And mind you guys, even though we're down, the uptrend is still holding. You guys can probably see that here. We're still technically at a higher low right here at about $190, $195. We're holding the trend. So with earnings coming up and this being a very volatile stock, at least in the past couple of earnings reports, this is going to be one at the top of my watch list, not only right now when I'm filming this, but also tomorrow leading into the report after the bell. Let me see. Are they after the market? Yeah, they're reporting after the bell tomorrow on Thursday. So FedEx, guys, is down a good amount from 215 just a couple days ago in the midst of all the market turmoil. Now it's down to 193. That's roughly 9%. It's almost in correction territory. So let's see if buyers come in on this thing here. Let's see what happens with numbers. Do we rally into earnings? Do we dump into earnings? Time will tell, guys. That is FedEx, ticker symbol FDX. And another one that I'm looking at is none other than Shopify, ticker symbol SHOP, which is down over 3% when I'm filming this video, guys. In my alert set, you can see at $46 a share, we're about $3.50, $4 away from that point. That was resistance back in the beginning of December, also roughly 45, 46. That's been resistance over the past couple of days here. So if we do break out of 46, we break the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here, there could be even more upside. That'd be a breakout spot, I'd argue, for Shopify, which is why my alert's at that point. So we'll see what it does, guys, from 46. Maybe we start running for low, mid-50s. That's where it could be going, in my opinion. And before we even dive into the next stock, which you guys are going to want to hear the next stock, don't forget to get your free stocks, up to 17 free stocks for Moomoo, using that link down below, or you guys can go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you open up an account, you get one free share of stock right off the bat. If you deposit at least $100, get ready for this. You get 4 more free shares of stock, plus 2 shares of either ticker symbol AI or BBAI, which is limited time, guys. You have a little bit more time to do that. And if you deposit at least $1,000, get ready for this. You get another 10 stocks on top of the stocks you already got, totaling 17 free stocks. So if you want some free money, free stocks, and you also want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, let's talk about the next stock, which is none other than Roblox, ticker symbol RBLX, which of course is a very popular company amongst the younger generation. I'll be honest, I have never played a game on Roblox, but what I hear from my little cousins, it's a very, very good platform, solid games, and the growth is there. The user growth is there. The average revenue per user, all that good stuff is looking pretty solid right now, but we're not going to talk about the fundamentals of Roblox. We're going to be focusing mostly here on the chart, which right now, guys, the chart doesn't look that bad. It's down about 2.8%, sure, but overall, we're still above the highs from last week. We're above the moving averages as well on the 4-hour chart, and as long as we hold above this $40 level, guys, I think the bulls are going to be in charge, which again, right now, we're holding above that level. $40 was the high from the beginning of February. Also from, pretty much this entire month thus far, we've been getting rejected at 41. So we're holding that point as support. Let's see if we can get a bounce off that level, maybe back towards the highs from recently. Yesterday, the day before, those highs were at about $43. If we break out of that, we could be running for that 45, 46 level, which is where the stock was in the middle of February. So Roblox looks decent right now. We're trading in this window here between 41.50, 42 to about 45, 46. So let's see what it does, guys. If we do break 46, 47, there could be even more upside from that point. But baby steps, guys, baby steps. Let's see how it plays out here moving forward. So that is Roblox, RBXL, or not RBXL, RBLX is the ticker on that one. We also have Pinterest that I'm looking at. PINS is the ticker. This is one where my alert's at 25.50. That's right by a multi-month resistance, also right by the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart. So if Pinterest, PINS, could end up taking out the mid-20s, which right now we're struggling at that point, but if it could break 25.50, $26, that's where we could get even more upside on Pinterest. And like I've said before on the channel, guys, we could start running towards the top of this uptrending channel on the 4-hour chart at that point. But again, these past couple of weeks, we've had a couple fake outs. Looks like we're consolidating in the mid-20s. It doesn't look like it really wants to break out quite yet, which is why we have to be patient. My alert's at 25.50. We'll see where it goes from that point. So that is Pinterest. Another one that I'm looking at is Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. Let's pull it up. This is sold off. It's sold off a ton over the past couple of weeks. It's pretty oversold, in my opinion, down from $144 down to about $112. It is down 21%, so it's officially in a bear market now over the past roughly month, and we are under both moving averages, so keep that in mind. That's not the best sign, and we might get a death cross here, but if we do end up recovering, let's say, right in this 110, 115 level, maybe we get a relief rally. Maybe we're in store for some sort of move back over the moving averages. So I'm going to set my alert at $120 on Airbnb. Mark is at or above. Let's do that now. If we do break out of that level, not only, is 120 where the moving averages are, that's also the high from the beginning of February, also the high from October. If we can break out of that point, guys, I think momentum will start to shift in the Bulls' favor on Airbnb, and that's why I'm watching it, and that is why my alert is set at $120 a share. So that's pretty much it. Those were the only stocks that I had for the video, guys. But now looking here at my watch list at about 1:15 p.m. on the East Coast, we have a bunch of green stocks. Well, not a bunch, but some of the big tech names are moving green. We have Google now up 1.6%, which I can't complain. This is my biggest individual stock holding, like I've mentioned here on the YouTube channel time and time again. I've been saying that for a while, right? This looks like it's about to test $96, which looking at that could be a trading opportunity. If it actually breaks 96, we have a wide open gap to fill to about 100. And if 100 were to break, man, this thing could really start to break out. So Google looks pretty good right here. Netflix is also up. Might as well talk about Netflix too. Netflix is up almost 2% on the day. And this is not fully reversing by any stretch of the imagination. We still have that head and shoulders. We're still under both moving averages. We still have a death cross. So keep that in mind. But it does look like it's holding up decent today in the midst of all the red. We're back over 300, so it's one worth watching for maybe a recovery back over 305, 310 to see if it could even do that. So Netflix is doing fairly well today, and let's see what else is moving. Of course, SQQQ, which I'm going to be watching heading into these next couple of days, which is going to be, it is a bearish ETF on the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ continues to bleed, guys, this is one that could be, one worth looking at, one worth trading, as it does go up whenever the NASDAQ goes down. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video. Pretty much got everything across that I needed to say in this video. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want to be a part of the Patreon, you get access to my Patreon portfolio, my charts throughout the day. You get access to me throughout the day as well, and the Discord. All of that's on Patreon, link down below. Feel free to try it out. And if you haven't gotten up to 17 stocks for Moomoo yet, also, you got to get those. Open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. Deposit at least $100, you get another 6 free shares of stock. And if you deposit at least $1,000, you get another 10 stocks. It's limited time, totaling 17 free stocks. So if you want to help out the channel and you want to get some free stocks, who doesn't like free money? Use that Moomoo link down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.